Hey, it's Jim here. I'm making this video once again from the Moose Basin Vacations Tackle Shop here, part of the bed and breakfast here in Kapuskasing, part of Moose Basin Vacations, www.moosebasinvacations.com if you want to check out the website to see what we have to offer in terms of accommodations, equipment rental, and services. But this video is being made because I am looking to put one of the properties up on the market. It's a property where I don't have enough time to use it for personal use, and business aspect of it is there's some restrictions there that are going to make it so that it cannot be profitable enough to operate without headaches and that. It's basically not ever going to get used as a rental capacity, and I do not use it enough on my own personal time to be able to use it. And that property is on Saganash Lake. It's about an hour south of Kapuskasing. I will just show you the geography of it here. I'll switch over to Google on split screen to show you the accessibility of it and all that, and how exactly you can go about getting there. Well, because it is a remote cabin in the bush, it's perfect for any outdoors enthusiasts, and particularly trail riders, hunters, and anglers. It is legitimately a little piece of paradise, as you'll see. But I'll show you on the map here where it is and some of the regulatory zones, and then I'll show you a slideshow of the place. But right here, as you can see on this screen, we're pretty much due south of Kapuskasing. This is the way I go in. It's a straight shot down a well-maintained gravel road where you just hang a little right. Again, this is all maintained, and here is a parking spot. It's a gated community, so there is a gate right there that when you take ownership of the place, you will get the keys to the gate and everything. And you follow this trail right up to the lake, and the property in question is right there. Hills, it's on top, the main cabin is on top of a hill, which you'll see in the pictures, and it all slopes down to the waterfront in your docking area. There's a little place in here that you can't tell that's smoothed out. This is where our boat and some of the neighbors' boats get launched. That's just because I allow them to use it. It's a pretty good community up there. Everyone on our end of the block where I am, we all get along and seem to help each other out a lot. So it's a good little community there. Gated, so your stuff is always safe, which is good to know. It's one of the few remote lakeside communities in the area that actually has a gate. It is actually, to the best of my knowledge, it is the only remote lakeside community that has a gate to it. But also in terms of access, I will add on, this road continues to go further south. And when the road goes south, it turns into the Timmins ATV trails. So you can go from Timmins and follow the trail right up to the cabin. So it has, and all these little side roads here, they're pretty much all part of the Timmins ATV trail system, or it's Crown land and you can use it. There is a 30,000 hectare area of protected land owned by Perimeter Forest just south of here. And all you need to do to be able to use that is they ask that you write the company for permission. I have permission. So if the property is purchased, I will give you all the contact information. They're very good about allowing the public to use their land. They just really want to know who's using it, and they want to make sure that the people who are using it know the rules that they want to be, that the landowners want you to follow while you're on the land. And they're just basically common sense rules about don't burn the forest down. Like 90% of what they want you to do is just don't burn the place down, which is very reasonable. Any outdoors enthusiast knows we probably shouldn't burn the place down. But that is the general location. That is the lake. As you can see, there's several lakes around it. Most of them are very productive fishing areas. And if you're coming up here thinking about buying this as a fishing or hunting escape, we are in zone 8 when it comes to fishing. That's where we are right there. And in terms of hunting, we are in zone 30, right up there. Excellent grouse, lots of moose and bear in the area as well. It's a very, very productive land up here. And right in Saganash Lake for fishing, there's lots of giant walleye and giant pike. It's a lake on the cycle. The numbers aren't there, but the size is. But most of these lakes up in northern Ontario, when they'll go through their cycles, it will replenish and the numbers will get back there. But right now, Saganash Lake is known as one of the lakes where if you want to catch an absolute monster walleye or pike, the opportunity is absolutely going to be there to do it. And with that in mind, now that I've talked about the location and that, I will switch over to the slideshow. This here is starting with the exterior shots of some of the buildings that come with the cabin. This is all the outside of the main area. That's one of the storage sheds and electrical room. You can see the solar panel there. It does have a solar setup. But the inverter and batteries were blown, so you would need an inverter or battery to come up with. I figured to get this place running as it should, with the way it is, looking the way it is, you're probably looking at about 10 grand up above the service, up above the cost of purchasing to get the solar and everything running in absolute tip-top shape. And then the rest is just cosmetics and that. There's no leaks in the place. That's again another picture of the wood storage and electrical room. That's another newer storage bin there. It's big enough to fit that boat in there. That boat trailer comes with it, and this boat can be an option to come with it, but that boat has been gutted, so it's work in progress. But if purchased, there are other boats that can come with the place that would affect the cost. But that tin boat there, that blue one, is one of the boats in question. It's a Princecraft Ungava 12-foot. Comes with a 9.9. Excellent boat for fishing that body of water. And any other boats you see there, like that one there, that would leave with me, and so would the little white boat you see there, that you'll see in an upcoming picture rather. They both have sentimental value to me, so I would be keeping them. This picture here is a boathouse right by the water. As you can see, that's the hill there that you go up. And the good thing about the main property being up on the top of the hill is there's pretty much zero chance of flooding. Everything just runs right down. So it's very dry in the main living area. That there is the shower room. As you can see up there, that is the water holding facility. The pump works and the shower and everything in here is gravity fed, but the pump works. It fills up the water with the fills up the bins with the lake water, and then it's all gravity fed. The brown bit back there is where the generator gets kept. It's dual solar and generator power. But hold on, just get back there. Yeah, and the generator that comes with it, it's old, but it works and hasn't given me any problems yet. The generator comes with the place. This here's just another angle of the wood storage and the two storage areas. And again, I bring the kayaks up there because it's an excellent lake for kayaking when the conditions are right. That's just another picture of the boathouse. As you can see, there's a little ramp down there for the boat, so you can just dock it up and leave it pretty much completely out of the water when it's not in use. It keeps it in good condition. Another view of the yard looking up from the hill. Now we're looking at the inside. This is the inside, to get it looking prim and proper. There's work to be done there, but at the same time, it is 100% usable as soon as you walk in. It's got 3 beds, bunk beds on one side, a full bed there. And this is the interior. The cabin itself is kind of split into half. One is a large screened-in sitting area, and the other is this kitchen area you're looking at now. As you can see, there's plenty of storage. Comes with the fridge. Fireplace that works as it should. More pictures of the sleeping arrangements here. It's a comfortable, cozy place. And this is the front room. Lots of room to set up extra cots and whatnot. And it can easily be insulated and warmed up a little bit for staying in there in the summer. As you can see, there's lots of room in that front room. That's the neighbor across the way. And that's the view of the lake from the screened-in sitting area. As you can see, it's a beautiful view and a beautiful little property. More pictures of the property. That's was taken after I pulled the dock out, but that dock goes right down there. That's the boat ramp there beside it, so you can dock and you can take the boat ramp out. Down here is some siding. If you want the siding, it's the same color as my camp on Allen Lake, which you can look at, and the bed and breakfast here in Kapuskasing. You guys can have that, or I can get it out. Either way, it's up to you. But that can be included if you don't want to, if you're okay with the color, and you don't want to spend money on siding and spend the time to get it shipped in there and bring it in there with the trailer or not, that can be thrown in with the deal as well. And again, that trail goes right down. You can launch your boat right there. It's smooth enough that a boat can be launched, and then the dock would be right beside there. And right before the hill, you have the fire area. Beautiful little fire pit. It's a great place to cook s'mores and roast marshmallows. And again, that's a boat that can come with it, complete with fish finder. I believe that's a Humminbird edition. The trail that goes down there. This is view of the dock and the loading area and all that from the bottom. And as you can see, it's not just grass down there. It's kind of weedy with wildflowers and that. I didn't do anything about that because I just found the property looks really nice with all the different colors and everything. This is the view of the actual lake from the shoreline. Some different conditions in that, but as you can see, it's an absolutely beautiful lake. Lots of islands and structure, and you can catch fish right off the dock here. Beautiful lake. View of the lake from the top of the hill. That's just a little trinket. I think he's cool, so I included it. That's a panorama view of the lake. Like I said, excellent fishing right off the dock here. That's a picture from the trail that leads in to the camp. That's pretty much at the midpoint. And you see lots of little things like that along the trail. It's the other cabin owners on the lake, they do a really good job of keeping the trail looking good in perfect operation. Like, it's really less of a trail and more like a one-lane road. It's maintained so well. Everyone does a really good job of keeping things navigable and safe and putting signs up to actually make the drive a little bit more entertaining. And that's me holding one of the first walleye I caught out of the lake. And again, that is typical size. When I said that you find big ones in the lake, but not numbers, is situations like this where sometimes you'll fish for a good part of the day and you'll only be able to keep one fish each because they're all just too big. But if you work at it, you can have a good fish fry and have a good limit brought in, as you can see here. Just some examples of the fishing that can be done on the lake. So there's lots of fish to catch there, but as I said, sometimes it can be tricky to catch the smaller ones. That's just a little perch I caught off the dock while taking a break from doing some lawn maintenance up there one day. Just showing you that, yeah, multiple species can be caught there. These are the flowers that bloom in the yard. And right here, I'm just gonna click on this playlist here. And show you some videos of the area. This one here. Not the right video. This one here was taken just south. This is actually the Timmins ATV trip. We know it as Swanson Road, but that was a day we were heading south down the road, and that we saw moose running along. So there is opportunity for, there is wildlife out there. This is a beautiful little spot I call Signal Hill, because it's the one spot in the area back there where you do actually get cell service. That's about 50 kilometers south of the cabin, again, part of the Timmins ATV trail. On there, that is actually, where this is being filmed is actually part of the perimeter forest complex, that area of land where I said you would have to ask permission to be able to use without being potentially hassled at some point in time. But well worth it. Permission is free. You just have to basically promise to be a good steward of the land while you're on it. But you get beautiful views like that there. Another view from Signal Hill. That's about half an hour away from the camp on the trail. Easily accessible. Again, you can see the condition of these back roads and trails. Perfect for quadding and getting your side by out. And yeah, sometimes we maintain trails and keep them organized and that's just footage of us fixing up a washout, but because we do that along the way, you guys can get better access to wherever you're going. This was actually filmed in the winter this year, right at the turning point to get into the cabin. I just filmed it to show that you can take your sled down and just go down the roads, and that there's just miles of fresh powder to ride on any given day during the winter in the area. It's excellent for riding. And this is me coming back. Typical view of the roads in the winter here. Like, it is an old lumber road, but as you can see, the drive is smooth. It is very well maintained. These roads are actually many times a lot smoother in the winter. So it's safe travels to and from pretty much all the time, not like other remote cabins where you're going to be going over roads and that could potentially be hazardous at times. This is one of the safest remote cabin areas in the Kapuskasing area because the roads are so good and the trails are so well maintained to get in there. This is again an example of the kind of area you're in, and all of these videos I'm showing you, about 90% of them are within 50 kilometers of the camp. Most of them are within 30, like a very quick drive. This is just by the camp off the main road. This here is one of the rivers that crosses through. Wackasimi. I think I talked
I like to go to try and get some trout sometimes. It's a nice little river. Wackasimi. Fromagerie makes a cheese named after this river. It's pretty freaking sweet too. Might drop a line in.
I did end up dropping a line in that day, and
Another good spot.
it was off season. I didn't catch anything, but I did see a bear, which was kind of neat. You're always seeing wildlife out here. I wish I would have got a video of the bear. But again, all these things are very short ride. This is a good pike lake. Take the kayaks out there.
There's one of the stops on the way back from my journey here.
Many lakes to fish along that road. And this is the far end of the trails as they get condensed. So there's definitely lots of different riding opportunities for different skill levels and different comfort levels in the area. So there really is something for everybody in the area. More examples of the trail. And the reason this playlist is called Kapuskasing Lake on here is because Saganash Lake is about halfway from Kap to Kapuskasing Lake. So a lot of the times when I use the Cap Lake place a lot more than Saganash, so what I did was I used Saganash as a midpoint stop on the journey a lot of the times, which is why I'm showing you the Saganash area via the Kapuskasing Lake videos. And that's it for those videos there. So basically, I'm going to be asking $78,000 for the place. That is exactly what I paid for it when I got it. And you're not going to find a cheaper place on a better lake that you can actually just walk in and use pretty much right away. This is I know what I've got, basically, is what I'm saying. And 78,000 is a fair price for what there is to do and how little work it would take to get this place looking really good, and especially how little work it would take to make it really comfortable right off the bat. There's not a lot to be done. Everything is pretty much structurally sound. It's just cosmetics that you'd have to work on. So it's with that in mind too, there's enough cosmetic work that can be done on that. If you're looking to improve the value of it, you can improve the value a tremendous amount with very little investment on this place, so it makes it good from that perspective as well. But this property is ideal for any outdoors enthusiast, whether you want it as a part-time camp, a summer home, or just as a place to get out to for a couple of weeks of the year. Because the property taxes, once you own it, since this is unorganized territory, your property taxes are, I believe they're only $116 a year, either $116 or $160 a year. So hanging on to the place is not costing you a lot of money at all. Once you own it, it's basically yours, and you can just focus on fixing it up and maintaining it. The only thing is, if you're planning on fixing it up, the cabin association there, they ask that you do the bulk of your hauling during the winter. As I said before, they take special care on that trail to make sure it is good and safe at all times. And one of the best ways you can keep your trails good is to haul your stuff when it's frozen and not going to create any ruts with your trailer and that. So they ask that that you do that. And the great thing is if you're hauling in the winter, it's a great ice fishing lake. So when you get all your stuff hauled out, you can drill a couple holes and catch some nice pike and walleye there. And I will be making an official listing for this. In the meantime, I'm just putting it up here now so that people who follow me and who are already into the outdoors community and perhaps already familiar with the area can kind of have the first opportunity at it. So I'm going to be posting this on a variety of different social media groups and that, and hopefully I can find someone that's as passionate about the outdoor living and life as I am, that wants to come in and enjoy this place. So without any further ado, that's the end of the video. I'm hoping that that someone will see this and be interested in getting a good price on a great property, and hopefully it can provide you and your family with many amazing memories moving forward. It's a beautiful spot to make memories. So if you want to, if you're interested, give me a text at 613-362-2943. I am Jim, and I'd love to sit down and talk to you about it. So thank you for listening and paying attention, and I hope to hear from you soon and get you and your family and friends into a property up here where you can start making memories on your own time. All right. Thank you. Tight lines, folks.